Welcome back to Full Send Friday, our video series bringing you a new Cisco Secure Firewall feature each and every week. We spent the last 2 weeks talking about dynamic objects, constant change, and the problems that arise in our ever-changing cloud-delivered infrastructures. Today we're going to do a simple demo of how to apply these policies in your Cisco Secure Firewall Management Center. We're going to talk about how to use these dynamic policies in an access control policy. Access control is all around us. Even this hotel in Denver, I have my handy little access control card right here. The hotel industry has found ways to solve their dynamic environment, even as far as allowing my phone to be my key to my room. Today, let's roll up our sleeves and explore using dynamic objects in your Cisco access control policies. Let's go ahead and show how to configure firewall rules with our CSDAC provided dynamic objects we've created. Once I'm into my firewall management center, I'm going to go ahead and navigate over to policies and access control policies. In my access control policies, I can see this policy for NGFW1. I'm going to go ahead and edit that one. Once inside this, because the point of Full Send Fridays is to show you the latest and greatest, we're going to make sure that our new legacy, our new UI is showing. If I toggle this, it'll show us the legacy UI. Toggling back to the new UI, this UI should be congruent with what you would see in our cloud-delivered FMC version. Let's go ahead and talk about the new UI's ability to add rules in the locations that you want to put them. After this 7th rule of blocking selected applications, if I just hover here, I can just simply add a rule. I've decided after rule 7, I'm going to add a rule. And now I'm going to go ahead and give it a name. And let's just call this engineering access based on the rules we just made earlier in our CSDAC. We're going to make sure it's just inserted below the rule that we just inserted above, which was called block selected applications. Okay, this policy that we'll create for now is just going to be an allow policy, but we want to make sure that our logging is on so that we can see this connection. Let's go ahead and just log it at the end of connection, and it's going to log to our Firewall Manager Center. We'll apply that. Now we're going to go ahead and choose our sources and our destinations for this traffic. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to press our plus button over here. And now we have a dynamic objects or dynamic attributes tab. Because we made some earlier, we can go ahead and search for engineering because we named those AWS and Azure Engineering. Now that we can select both of those, let's go ahead and choose to add those to the destination dynamic attribute. Now we see that we've added those 2 dynamic objects to our destination dynamic object. Right here, let's press the Return to Rule Summary button. Now in this tab, we can see all of the attributes that we're about to apply. We've named it Engineering Access. It's going to be an allow policy. Logging is on. Here's our objects, AWS and Azure Engineering. Now we can go ahead and apply this rule. This rule should now be visible between blocked selected applications and allow DNS no logging. Now let's configure one more rule for HR access. Let's add a rule. HR access. We're going to add it below our rule engineering access. We're going to set it to be an allow rule as well, but we're going to turn logging on. And we're going to log at the end of the connection, the same as we did before. We're going to go ahead and choose our dynamic objects again. And in this one, we're going to search for Azure. Let's choose Azure HR. Let's also search for our O365 rules. And now we can see those pop up as well. So let's go ahead and choose O365 SharePoint and Skype. So to summarize, we can see that we added 3 objects: Azure HR, Office 365 SharePoint, and Office 365 Skype. We'll return to our rule summary, ensure that everything's good, and go ahead and apply. Final thing to always remember is let's make sure we save. And once saved, we will deploy. We'll deploy all of our changes to NGFW1.